We interrupt this program for a first alert weather advisory.
So we do have a tornado warning in Ripley County. We're going to keep an eye on it, but let's go ahead. It's moving about 40 miles per hour east. We're going to zoom in and see just how far this tornado is going. Again, we have a tornado warning in Ripley County. So we're going to go ahead and show you where that's moving. So it's moving about 40 miles per hour according to the National Weather Service, moving about northeast. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in here to show you exactly what we're looking at here. So we do see that hail. We see a lot of pretty heavy rain as well. Let's go ahead and move that over, moving about 40 miles per hour northeast. So if we time this right here, 45 miles per hour northeast. So the Loma Linda area, about 442 is going to be coming near you, 455. The Rombauer region. So if you guys are in these places, please take cover because there is a radar indicated tornado moving through Ripley County at about 40 miles per hour. This is from the National Weather Service in Paducah. This is for Ripley County. This is going until about 4:45 p.m. There is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing this tornado. It's located near Budapest, about 9 miles north of Doniphan. Again, moving northeast about 40 miles per hour. We are seeing quarter-sized hail, and the radar is indicating rotation. So let's go ahead and take a look at that storm one more time. So once again, there is a radar indicated tornado in Ripley County. So make sure if you are in Ripley County, go ahead and seek shelter now. Get to a basement or an interior room if you can. Let's go ahead and check that velocity, and we'll see if we can see where that tornado is. Checking for any of that hail. We're going to go ahead and zoom in one more time, looking for that tornado that is radar indicated. Not seeing it at the moment, but we do have a tornado that has been radar indicated. We're going to go ahead and that is in Ripley County. We can see it right there. We do see that it's moving about 40 miles per hour northeast, and we see radar indicated winds about, one more time, I'm so sorry everybody, we're seeing it about right outside of Budapest, 9 miles north of Doniphan, moving northeast about 40 miles per hour. It is producing some quarter-sized hail, so once again, if you are in this area, make sure that you are getting into safety. There's potential debris that could be flying that could be dangerous to those without shelter, so people in mobile homes, this is very dangerous. This can cause damage to roofs, windows, vehicles. So again, make sure you are getting to safety, especially if you live in Ripley County, because there is a tornado on the ground. We're going to go ahead and see that, zoom in real quick. This is a radar indicated tornado. We are seeing this right outside of Doniphan in Ripley County, so we can see that moving right there. We are seeing some pretty heavy rain. Let's go ahead. We can see some hail mixed in there as well. Seeing a little bit of debris as well. We can see that right outside of Doniphan. But if we take a look, we can see once again there is a tornado. It's right outside of Poplar Bluff. We're in Ripley County. So again, if you are in the Ripley County area, there is a tornado warning. So I want to tell everybody we are seeing some reports of hail. There is a radar indicated tornado in Ripley County right here. It's moving northeast about 40 miles per hour. So if you are in this area, please seek shelter immediately. We are seeing some pretty high winds that could cause a lot of damage and can be very, very dangerous. So please seek shelter immediately if you are living in the Ripley County area. Again, this is a tornado warning. We are staying on the air until this tornado warning has expired. We're going to keep an eye on it. It's in Ripley County right there. We're seeing it move about 40 miles per hour to the northeast. So we can see how the storm is updating and moving this way. So we're in the Ripley County area, it's just north of Doniphan. So if you live in this area, please seek shelter. We're going to go ahead and take another zoom in to see exactly what we're looking at and which towns are in the most direct path for this tornado. So we're going to be zooming in real quick here. And we're going to keep a closer look. Again, it's moving about 40 miles per hour, moving northeast. We are seeing quarter-sized hail along with this system as well. So if we're moving northeast, about 40 miles per hour. Let's go ahead and take a look. So Hendrickson, if you are living in this area, about 451. If you live in this path right here, between the system and into Hendrickson. Make sure you are seeking shelter now. This is a tornado warning. We are seeing radar indicated hail. We're seeing that about quarter size. We are seeing it's going over the rural area, so just make sure you are getting into safety as quickly as possible. This is a tornado warning. This is located near Budapest in Ripley County in southeastern Missouri. This is about 9 miles north of Donovan. It's moving about 40 miles per hour, so please seek shelter immediately if you are in this area. Again, we're seeing some hail. That is about a quarter-sized hail right there, and it is in Ripley County. So once again, if you are in this area, please seek shelter immediately. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning right near this area. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up real quick. Hold on one second. Bear with me, folks. Yeah, so we can see we have a severe thunderstorm warning also in Dunklin County. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up for you real quick. Yeah, this is for Dunklin County. This is going until 5 o'clock. This is going to be moving about 35 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and quarter-sized hail. This could also be bringing damage to vehicles, some wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. So just keep an eye on for that if you live in that area. But we are keeping an eye on this tornado warning in Ripley County. So once again, this is moving about 40 miles per hour. Let's go ahead and check. We are seeing a little bit of rotation. This is an about 40 mile per hour storm that is moving. So it's in a pretty rural area at the moment, but we are staying with you until this storm is either expired or until the National Weather Service decides that this is no longer a tornado. So we're keeping an eye on it. It does look like it's going to be expiring. One more time, I'm going to check that for you guys real quick. Hang in there with me, folks. Looks like we're seeing until 4:45, so we got about a little less than 15 minutes before this tornado warning is expired. So we are keeping an eye on it. It looks like it's still just in the Ripley County area. Again, if you are in the Ripley County area, this is a really small area for that tornado warning. So just make sure that if you are in this area, make sure you are getting to safety as quickly as possible. Get into a basement, an interior room if you have it. We're still keeping track of this. It does look like this is radar indicated. We're seeing it move about 40 miles per hour. There is some quarter-sized hail associated with this storm right here. It's moving about 40 miles per hour northeast. So still keeping an eye on that system as it's moving. Looks like it's moving not quite very fast. We are seeing some faster storms up here, moving about 50 miles per hour. This one's moving about 40 miles per hour. So if you live in this area right here, it's a pretty rural area, but still very important that you seek shelter immediately with these systems. We do see a few severe thunderstorm warnings as well. With this system, we see a lot of activity going through the Heartland tonight. We do see a severe thunderstorm warning over here in southern Illinois. We see actually a couple in southern Illinois. They're starting to expand into the area. Let's go ahead and see what we can expect with those severe thunderstorm warnings as well. Again, we do have a severe tornado warning in effect for Ripley County, but we also have a few severe thunderstorm warnings as well. So we're going to keep an eye on those as well. It does look like we are seeing a few severe thunderstorm warnings. Those are in southern Illinois. This is for southern Williamson County. We're looking at Saline County, Hamilton County, and Franklin County. That one goes until 5 p.m. We're seeing 60 mile per hour wind gusts and quarter-sized hail. Now that one is radar indicated, looking at hail damage to vehicles that can be expected, as well as wind damage to roofs, siding, and trees. We're still keeping an eye on this tornado warning. It does look like a severe thunderstorm warning has just popped up right next to that tornado warning. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in for you real quick. Take a look at that warning there. It does look like it's coming from the same storm that has that tornado warning. So it's moving across northeast like we had mentioned. This severe thunderstorm warning is going into Butler County in southeastern Missouri. That one is also going to about 5 p.m. This is moving 45 miles per hour. It's about 11 miles west of Poplar Bluff and moving northeast at 45 miles per hour. Looking at 60 mile per hour wind gusts with that severe thunderstorm warning and penny-sized hail. Now this is just coming off of the same storm that we're looking at, that tornado warning. That is expiring at 5 p.m. Both of these are expected to expire about 5 p.m. So we're going to keep an eye on it. Looking like it's moving about 40 miles per hour. So we're going to go ahead and track that real quick. Let's go ahead and track 45 miles per hour, I should say. So again, if you live in the Hilliard area, about 4:53, the storm is coming your way. In Rombauer, about 5:03 is when it's going to be coming towards you. So make sure if you live in the path of this storm, you are seeking shelter immediately. Very important that you are going into an interior room, putting as many walls between you and the storm as possible, and getting into a basement if you can. Again, this is the path of the storm that we are expecting. We have a tornado warning. This is radar indicated at the moment in Ripley County, just north of Donovan. So pretty rural area over here, but still make sure if you know anybody who lives in these areas, they're getting into safety, getting into a basement, getting into an interior room if possible, putting just as many walls between you and the storm as possible. That's what's important here. We're looking at this track coming about 45 miles per hour. So if you live in the Hilliard area or the Rombauer, it's coming towards you and heading into Butler County. So we have another severe thunderstorm warning right next to it. So we're keeping an eye as the storm continues to move. Let's go ahead and see those latest scans that we got for these storms. So we're keeping an eye on a tornado warning over in Ripley County, just north of Donovan. If you are just now getting with us, we are still tracking that tornado warning that is going to be expiring about 5 p.m., but we're going to stay with you until that tornado warning has expired. We have quite a few severe thunderstorm warnings as well that we're keeping an eye on while we are on the air. So we do have a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Cape Girardeau County and southeastern Bollinger County. This is moving about 45 miles per hour. We're looking at radar indicated winds about 60 miles per hour and penny-sized hail. So these could be causing some damage to roofs, siding, and trees. So make sure you're just staying aware of that as that begins to move through your area. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning for Stoddard County as well, moving about 45 miles per hour, 60 mile per hour wind gusts, and penny-sized hail. Now these are radar indicated, but we could expect to see damage to roofs, siding, and trees. So keeping an eye on that as we keep going forward this afternoon and evening. We do have a few severe thunderstorm warnings heading into southern Illinois as well, keeping an eye on those. Mostly looking at the ones in our area. That is looking at counties in, let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit more over here. Still hanging around in Saline, Hamilton, Franklin, and Williamson counties for these severe thunderstorm warnings. Those are the main areas in our in the Heartland that we're looking at. We do see some in Perryville. We see some in Jackson County. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got going on over here for that severe thunderstorm warning. It's also in western Jefferson County, western Franklin County. That's until 5:30. Looking at 60 mile per hour wind gusts that could be damage to roofs, siding, and trees. So we're going to keep taking a look at all of these severe thunderstorm warnings that we've got. We've got a lot of activity on our Doppler network this evening. We are still tracking that tornado warning in Ripley County. So we're going to go ahead and zoom in for that real quick just to see the track that we're currently tracking with that tornado. So right north of Donovan in Ripley County. So if you are in this area, please seek shelter immediately. We are still tracking this storm to see exactly what we can expect. This is going on until 4:45 p.m. So we have about 5 more minutes with that tornado warning. It looks like it is right near Budapest, 9 miles north about Donovan, moving northeast at 40 miles per hour. So we're going to go ahead and track that one more time for you. Seeing it's moving about 40 miles per hour. And there again, once again, Hilliard, if you are in this area at about 4:57. This is a pretty rural area, but we still want to make sure anybody living in this area is seeking shelter immediately. With this system, it is a radar indicated tornado. We are keeping an eye on it as closely as possible. It does look like it is moving out of the area. It is expiring about 4:45, so we've got about 4 more minutes left with this system as it is moving. We do have quite a few severe thunderstorm warnings in effect as well. If you give me just 1 second, I can break them all down for you. We got quite a few over here. So we do have some severe thunderstorm warnings in Dunklin County. We have one in Butler County that is right outside of Ripley County. With that tornado warning, we have severe thunderstorm warnings in Stoddard County. We have one in parts of Scott County and Cape Girardeau County. We actually just found another tornado warning that just popped up in southern Illinois. So we'll give you 1 second. We're going to get as much information as we can with this. It does look like it is parts for Franklin, Hamilton, and Saline counties until 5:15 p.m. That is a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado over Thompsonville, so about 9 miles east of West Frankfort, moving about 40 miles per hour. Yeah, so we're going to keep going on to this new tornado warning that we just saw right outside of Franklin County. Yeah, it's about Franklin, Hamilton, and Saline County that we are taking a look at. Franklin County, Saline County, right outside of West Frankfort. Let's go ahead and see what we're looking at with this system. So I'm going to get as much up-to-date information as I can. It's going until 5:15, so if you live in this area, please seek shelter immediately. This is for northern Saline County, Hamilton County, and Franklin County until 5:15 p.m. So it's moving east about 40 miles per hour, and it's about 9 miles east of West Frankfort. So we're going to go ahead and track that for you really quickly. It's about 40 miles per hour moving east. So here is the expected track for that storm. So if you live in Rural Hill, University, Walpole, or Gossett, here are the expected times of arrival for this tornado. This is a radar indicated rotation that we are taking a look at. We are seeing that it could cause damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles. So make sure if you live in this area, you are getting to shelter immediately. Please go to a basement or a most interior room. Put as many walls between you and the storm as possible, as this is a tornado warning for Franklin County, for Hamilton. One second, folks. Franklin, Hamilton, and Saline counties. Just want to make sure I got that correct. Franklin, Hamilton, and Saline counties, we have a tornado warning. This is a radar indicated tornado warning, and if you are in any of these places, Rural Hill, University, Walpole, and Gossett, this tornado warning is heading in your direction. We are seeing it moving east about 40 miles per hour, and this is expiring about 5:15. So we're going to stay on the air with you until these tornado warnings have either expired or they are being extended. We're going to keep an eye on all of these systems. We do have another tornado warning down in Ripley County still. It's got about a minute left, but we're still keeping an eye on it just in case it gets extended. Right now it does look like we are, hold on, I'll tell you, it looks like we're still set to expire at 4:45, so keeping an eye on that for the next minute or so. There is a severe thunderstorm warning right outside in Butler County after this tornado warning, so we're keeping an eye on both of these systems as they are moving through the area. So we have 2 tornado warnings currently. It does look like one is in Ripley County and the other one is in southern Illinois. We are looking at Franklin County, we are looking at Hamilton and Saline counties. So if you are living in any of these areas in Ripley County, or if you are living in Franklin County, if you are living in Saline County or Hamilton County, please seek shelter immediately with these systems. Now, the Ripley County tornado warning has just expired. There is still a severe thunderstorm warning heading into Butler County, so the tornado warning has expired, but we still have a tornado warning for Franklin, Hamilton, and Saline counties, so we're keeping an eye on those as we continue forward. Still make sure you are getting into a safe place if you live in this area. It's moving about 40 miles per hour east. It does seem that there is some hail involved as well. It does look like, okay, we're moving northeast at 30 miles per hour now, so we're going to go ahead and retrack this system. So we're going to zoom in real quick. for this tornado warning that is in Franklin, Saline, and Hamilton counties. So if you live in any of these counties, we want you to go ahead and get into safety if you can. Get as many walls in between you and the storm as possible. It is producing quarter-sized hail, so could cause a lot of destruction, including with flying debris. Looks like there could be damage to mobile homes. There could be damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles, and tree damage is also very, very likely. Thompsonville and Broughton, these are places that are most likely to be impacted. So if you live in these areas, please make sure you are getting to safety. It is once again moving at about 30 miles per hour, moving northeast. So we're going to go ahead and track this real quick. So again, if you live in the Braden, Olga, or Hoodville areas, this storm is coming your way. We're keeping an eye on this system as it is moving through the area. So again, if you live in Franklin, Hamilton, or Saline counties, there is a tornado warning for your area. This is moving about northeast, about 30 miles per hour. We are seeing a radar indicated rotation with this storm. We are keeping an eye on it as it is moving. We're going to see if we have any hail. It does look like there's some hail and rain mixed in with this system as it's moving, but we are going to still keep an eye. This is going until about 5:15 for this tornado warning, so we are going to stay with you until this warning either expires or they cancel the tornado warning. Now, we do have quite a few severe thunderstorm warnings in effect as well, so let's go ahead and take a look at those as well. When we take a look at these storms, we see quite a few on our radar. Let's go ahead and see what we can get with these storms. I'm over here in our weather center trying to get some information to give you guys the most up-to-date information possible. It looks like we have Perry County in southern Illinois, Jefferson County, and western Franklin County until 5:30 have a severe thunderstorm warning. We are looking at this moving about 35 miles per hour southeast. This is a 60 mile per hour radar indicated wind, so we are expecting some damage to roofs, siding, and trees with that severe thunderstorm warning that is just outside that tornado warning in Franklin County, Saline County, and Hamilton County. Once again, if you are in that area, please seek shelter immediately. Please go into a room that has as many walls between you and the outside as possible, or better yet, get into a basement. That is the best place you can be away from windows. We just had another severe thunderstorm warning pop up. I'm going to go ahead and pull that up for you guys real quick. So yeah, we just have that severe thunderstorm warning right outside of Cape Girardeau going into southern Illinois. So let's see. It's having a hard time of it pulling up on my system, folks. Bear with me as I'm pulling these up. That system is just a little bit behind, so it does look like Alexander, Pulaski, and Union County until 5:30 p.m. This is 60 mile per hour radar indicated winds, and we're seeing about little less than an inch sized hail. So if you live in those areas, we are seeing some pretty high winds as well. Now, it does look like we have the National Weather Service for that tornado warning in Hamilton, Franklin, and Saline counties. That is going to about 5:15. It is just east, about 12 miles east of Benton, moving east at 40 miles per hour. So if you live in the Thompsonville area, this tornado is near you. So make sure you are getting to shelter immediately if you live in these areas. Now, we do have that other severe thunderstorm warning. Yes, that is once again in Pulaski County, in Alexander County. That is until 5:30 p.m. Just outside of Cape Girardeau, moving northeast at 50 miles per hour. We're seeing 60 mile per hour wind gusts and penny-sized hail. So again, we do have a few severe thunderstorm warnings, but we are keeping a very, very close eye on this tornado warning for Franklin, Hamilton, and Saline counties. That is moving about east, about 40 miles per hour. We are seeing some quarter-sized hail. Damage will be most likely to roofs, windows. Could see some tree damage, but most importantly, get to safety. If you can get into an interior room or into a basement, that is the most ideal situation. Put as many walls between you and the storm as possible. So we're going to keep looking at how this tornado warning is moving. It does look like it's still keeping on until about 5:15 p.m. So we got about 25 more minutes left with this tornado warning. So again, we're looking at some pretty high winds with this system. It is moving east at 40 miles per hour. We're going to go ahead and zoom in for you so we can just take a quick look at how this storm is moving. So we have a few severe thunderstorm warnings surrounding this tornado warning. It is just outside of West Frankfort and Benton, just south of McLeansboro. So let's go ahead. It's moving at about 40 miles per hour east. So we're going to go ahead and track that real quick. Going 40 miles per hour east. So Norris City, about 4:15, that's where it's heading towards you. If you live in the Thompsonville area, make sure you are getting to safety as well. If you live in this track between this tornado warning and where we have in the next 40 miles after that, make sure you are keeping an eye on it and getting into safety, because we do have a tornado warning for Franklin, Saline, and Hamilton counties. So these counties, we are seeing a radar indicated tornado. It is moving about 40 miles per hour, and it is about 12 miles east of Benton, Illinois, near Thompsonville. So it is moving. That was about at 4:48 was whenever that severe thunderstorm that is capable of producing this tornado was located near Thompsonville, about 12 miles east of Benton. So we're keeping an eye on this system as it's moving. We are seeing some quarter-sized hail. Now, flying debris is very dangerous, so make sure that you are getting into safety, get into a basement. Try staying and putting as many walls between you and the storm as possible, and also make sure that you're staying away from windows. Make sure you are taking cover now. You want to avoid being in a not sturdy room. If you are just try to keep yourself protected and putting as many walls between you and the storm as possible. Okay, let's go ahead and see some updated looks at this storm and what we can expect. Yep, it is moving east right now. We are still seeing that tornado warning in Franklin, Hamilton, and Saline counties. This is expiring about 5:15, but we are staying with you as this is moving forward. We do see a few severe thunderstorm warnings around this tornado warning as well. This tornado warning is radar indicated, so we have not gotten confirmation. It is just we are seeing on radar that it could produce a tornado, so we're still keeping a very close eye on it. Make sure you are getting into safety. This is producing some hail, about quarter-sized hail. With this, we're seeing some possible damage. You could be seeing damage to windows, roofs, vehicles, and tree damage as well. So again, we do have that tornado warning just in Franklin County, in Saline County, and Hamilton County, moving at about 40 miles per hour. It does look like it's shrank a little bit, so we're going to see an updated view of how this storm is moving. So yes, we are still looking at it. It looks like it's gotten a little bit smaller for that range of who is in that tornado warning. We have a little bit of a difference. I'm waiting for the other system to update to give us the most accurate image of this tornado warning. So once again, this is moving about 40 miles per hour east. It does look like it is remaining in effect until 5:15 p.m. and this is for Saline, Hamilton, and Franklin counties. It's moving about 35 miles per hour now, so it's slowing down a little bit. We are seeing some about 35 miles per hour that's moving, so we're going to go ahead and track this real quick. So yes, if you live in Olga or Norris City, this is that path for that tornado that is radar indicated moving your way. It is moving about 35 miles per hour now. It was moving about 40 miles per hour. It has gotten a little bit slower over the past few minutes. Again, this is a tornado warning for Franklin, Hamilton, and Saline counties in southern Illinois. So we are keeping an eye on it as this system continues to move through. Let's go ahead and see some of our more updated scans with this storm. So yes, we have one tornado warning in the Heartland. We do see a few severe thunderstorm warnings as well. Keeping an eye on those. Those could also be producing some very heavy wind or high winds that could cause a lot of damage. And we are also seeing some hail damage as well. it does look like we are seeing tornado warnings for just in our area in Franklin, Hamilton, and Saline counties. There is another tornado warning just north of us, but that is outside of our viewing area, so we're going to be keeping our focus onto Franklin, Hamilton, and Saline counties. So once again, if you live in those areas, please make sure you are getting to safety. Get into an interior room. Make sure you are putting as many walls between you and the storm as possible. Safety is the most important thing here as we continue. Again, this expires about 5:15 p.m. So from now until 5:15, or if this warning gets canceled, we will be staying with you to make sure that you can get to safety as the storm continues to move. Again, it's moving about 35 miles per hour, so moving a little bit slower than some of the other storms that we've been seeing this evening, but still make sure you are getting to safety. We are looking at this storm, and it was right outside of Benton, Illinois, and around the Thompsonville area, so make sure that if you live in this area and you live east and northeast of those areas, you are getting to safety and getting into a basement or a very sturdy room. This tornado warning is in effect until about 5:15 this evening. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at some of the hail and see if we can see any debris coming up with this storm. So you're going to keep a pretty close look at it real quick. It does look like we are seeing some pretty large hail with this storm, and we are also seeing some rain as well. So pretty heavy rain, looking at some hail, lots and lots of pretty large hail, looking at quarter-sized hail with this system that is for Saline, Hamilton, and Franklin counties. Now at about 5:53, this was right outside of Thompsonville, about 11 miles southwest of McLeansboro, moving northeast about 35 miles per hour. So if you live in this area, please make sure you are getting to safety as this storm continues to move through. We have a little bit more than 15 minutes left with this tornado warning. Again, this is a tornado warning. There is a radar indicated tornado in these areas, so we want to make sure that you're getting to safety if you live in the path of this storm. We're going to go ahead and zoom in real quick just to see where the path of this tornado most likely will be going. So we see this little red box here. That is that tornado warning. Those are all the counties that are involved. So we're looking at Franklin County, Hamilton County, and Saline counties. It's moving northeast at 35 miles per hour. So we're going to go ahead and track that about northeast, about 35 miles per hour. Hold on one second. 35 miles per hour. So yes, if you live in any of these areas, in the Thurber area, about 5:14 is when we're expecting this storm to start heading your way. If you live in this path at all, make sure you are getting to safety as quickly as possible. We are still tracking that tornado warning. Let's go ahead and go back to our zoomed out view real quick. Seeing as much as we can with this storm. We do have a few severe thunderstorm warnings as well. Those are expiring about 5:30, keeping an eye on those. And we are seeing some hail that is indicated on our radar as well. We are seeing that there is a quarter-sized hail. Again, this is a tornado warning for Saline, Hamilton, and Franklin counties. And it does look like that warning just was canceled early. So that does look like we are no longer in a tornado warning. So we're going to go ahead and cut back to regular programming. Western Kentucky until 7:15 p.m. It is an observed tornado near Benton, moving northeast about 50 miles per hour.
Okay, Benton, shoot, I need to get a little bit closer to get into Benton so I can see Benton. I want to see Benton come up on my map here. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer. There's Benton. Okay, so they're saying near Benton. That's interesting because that looks to be south. But let me go back out a little bit. So now I know where Benton is, right down here. I'm going to back out a little bit and maybe put the, let me scope that out and see where the rotation is that they're looking at. Like I said, I was saying, just when that turned to purple, that we had been seeing areas of rotation along this line, and they've been small areas. Yeah, I'm not really seeing anything too. There's obviously wind shear along that line, right, where the green and reds come together, but I don't see anything that I can hang my hat on there, but that's where Benton is. So maybe right in here near 348. They're not mentioning any kind of highway number or anything like that, though, right?
No, I don't see that.
So maybe that's the most serious rotation I would see right in here, which is to the northwest of Benton a little bit, and that would explain the why the warning is for. I'm going to get back to just reflectivity here. Yeah, that makes sense. Maybe right in here somewhere. So Benton's about right there, northwest of Benton. So this is the warning in purple for much of Marshall County for what we're calling now a tornado, confirmed tornado. I'm not sure who spotted it. It may have been spotted by somebody in the public or an observer. We don't know that information yet. But as long as we have a tornado warning in effect, we'll stay with it. And we'll get updates from Madeline, both of us here now. Yeah, this is the most suspicious looking area for me right here. But again, let me try that scoping one more time to see if I can see anything better here. Since I actually have Benton on the map. Yeah, I see shear there, but I don't see any rotation. But maybe right in here, near that Mike Miller County Park, it looks like there's a little spin up going in there for sure. So maybe that's where it is. Again, we are seeing, the National Weather Service says there has been a tornado observed with this. So they put out a confirmed tornado in the purple, confirmed tornado warning for Marshall County. And so we'll just keep watching that. And if, Madeline, if there are any updates, obviously, you'll pass those along to us, because we're just kind of guessing as to where the storm is on the radar there. It may be right in there somewhere, moving to the northeast. These are moving fairly quickly at about 45 miles an hour. So let me just back that out and go back to reflectivity. And again, this is, if you're just tuning in, we have a confirmed tornado, according to the National Weather Service out of Paducah, for this right in here. This is Interstate 69. This is in western Kentucky, and this is Marshall County. So sometimes when we're that close, it's kind of hard to tell. Let me actually go back to a full map here, and so we can kind of, if you're just tuning in, you can see what we're talking about. So Illinois, you're almost out of the woods now with all the storms moving east. Southeast Missouri, got a couple of showers and storms to our west moving back in, but those don't look too strong right now. So really the only strong storms are these moving through the western Kentucky south and east of Paducah. And again, we have a tornado warning, a confirmed tornado according to the National Weather Service, southeast of Paducah, close to the Benton, Kentucky area, Benton, Kentucky, and that's in Marshall County, or yeah, the northeastern part of Marshall County now under a tornado warning. And let me zoom in here. And again, our policy is to stay on the air if there's a tornado warning. And in this case, there has been a confirmed tornado. So if you get any updates at all, let me know. But we're going to keep watching this. Wind. Yeah, just on the wind, I don't see anything outstanding there. Now, occasionally they'll drop the tornado warning if it looks like it has gone back up into the clouds, but right now we have a confirmed tornado warning for right in here. It looks like, yeah, that's within a severe thunderstorm warning that was issued about 5 minutes earlier. And we were just talking about, it was a tornado, severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible notation with it because of the rotation we've been seeing along that line of storms. So I still think right in here, it looks like there's a little spin up going on. And that may be, if there is a tornado, that may be at least in the reflectivity where the rotation is. So there's Benton. That would be north of Benton now on up 69. Just guessing. We're still waiting for more information. Sometimes information can be hard to come by, but we'll just stay with it. And again, our policy is if there's a tornado warning, we stay on the air regardless of the state. and regardless of the county. So this is a tornado warning. Purple means a confirmed tornado reported by the public or by a spotter on the ground. It was reported near Benton. Well, it looks like they've extended the tornado warning now east through the land between the lakes and into, I want to say, is that Lyon County? I get confused.
Yeah, it's for Lyon County, Livingston County, and Marshall County until
Okay.
7:30.
So, okay, so is there any updated information on the,
So for the confirmed tornado, no, but for the radar indicated tornado, it is near Calvert City, moving northeast at 60 miles per hour.
okay, the radar indicated near Calvert City. I wonder if it's the same storm. Oh, okay, you're talking about, so Calvert City is farther north. Yeah, it looks to me like the rotation's right in here somewhere, like between Benton and Calvert City, but there's obviously nothing really, at least there wasn't the last time we looked, that screamed there was a tornado here. Sometimes we see those rotations and they're really obvious, and all along this line there has been a little bit of shear, so maybe in here somewhere. Let me take it up to Calvert City just to see. There's shear. I mean, obviously there's wind shear there. It may be this right in here, sort of between Calvert City and Benton, moving to the northeast, but nonetheless, we will stay with it. So take that off and maybe go back out and kind of look at the motion here, and then I'll go back in a little bit. So that's about the only serious storm that we're talking about right now is that one moving through. It's a large storm moving through Marshall County, moving northeast. So yeah, the tornado warning has been extended into the land between the lakes area, and then east into, I guess that's, I want to say Crittenden. It's Livingston, Lyon, and then even, is this Crittenden County, Madeline, that I'm pointing to there? Or Caldwell County? I think it's Caldwell County there in Kentucky.
Yeah, Caldwell County.
Okay. So let me stop it and zoom back in. It's interesting that they extended the tornado warning as a radar indicated tornado warning rather than a confirmed tornado. So there was at some point, I guess, somebody reported a tornado on the ground. They put out a confirmed tornado on the ground warning, but now they've extended it to the northeast into land between the lakes, Livingston County and Caldwell County, parts of those, as a radar indicated tornado warning. But our policy again is, as long as there's a tornado warning for part of our viewing area, we'll stay with it. So we will keep tracking this. And again, it looks to be, if there is rotation, it's probably right in here somewhere, moving to the northeast. And Madeline's over here, so she's watching. If we get any new information, obviously we'll pass that along right away. But sometimes you go a long time without getting any information with these storms, I'm afraid. So we could be with it for a while, just kind of waiting to see if anybody reports anything new. But in the meantime, let's look at some other storms around the region while we wait for updates. If we get an update, then we'll zoom back in on that. But right now, again, we have a tornado warning. It was a confirmed tornado warning for parts of Marshall County north of Benton. And that storm warning has now been extended as a radar indicated possible tornado warning into the land between the lakes and the tip of Livingston County and the western part of Caldwell County as well. Let's see about these other storms. This one actually was showing rotation for a while as it moved across Dunklin and New Madrid counties. It looks like that one's weakening. That storm right, I guess it's this storm right there, came out of Clay County. It's weakening near the Wolf Island area now. And these out here have been showing a little life at times, but no warnings now. They're getting a little bit weaker. And then these that moved across southern Illinois with all the hail and high winds, those are also moving out of our area. You can see the severe thunderstorm warnings for the Evansville metro along the Ohio River there. So things are, I do see a couple of, maybe we can just out of interest here. Nothing severe, but these cells are trying to redevelop there north of Carbondale in Jackson County. Of course, the good news for a lot of us today was that areas that really needed rain got some rain. Now, some of the rain was very light. Some people didn't get rain. You know, I'm afraid that happens almost every time we have a summertime type system. because there's, cells, there's convective, right? So you can have heavy cells all around you. You can have a warning for your county, and then you don't get anything. But it looks like we had at least some rain for areas that needed rain, and that continues. But back to the subject at hand, we still have those tornado warnings for Marshall, the land between the lakes, Marshall, Caldwell, and Livingston counties, I'm afraid, going on right now. So I'll zoom back in on that, see if we have a new scan. Maybe we can see if there's any new information from the radar. And the purple there, if you're just tuning in, that does indicate that there was a confirmed tornado on the ground, at least briefly, in Marshall County, and they said it was close to Benton. And yeah, so in the purple, when you see a purple now, that's a relatively recent development. So what typically happens is that you'll have a tornado warning in the red, meaning a radar indicated tornado, and then it'll turn purple while you're on the air, which means, oh, somebody actually saw a tornado. In this case, it was a severe thunderstorm warning that turned purple for us while we were on the air. But the extension, which is good news, is it's red. The extension is a possible tornado or a radar indicated tornado warning. So perhaps the original observation, that tornado perhaps dissipated or moved back up into the clouds, or they can't see it anymore. So just out of caution, they've extended the warning as a radar indicated in red. And that's, this is the land between the lakes. There's Eddyville. And so this is south and east of Calvert City, just on the eastern edge of our area. There's Princeton, which is just east of the warned area. So let me do another scope here, see if there's any new information. These are moving fairly quickly, so that is good news. So this should be out of here maybe in 20 minutes, a half an hour, and it'll be somebody else's problem down the road. But let me see, we'll do a shear scope again. There we go. Yeah, it's still nothing dramatic that screams, occasionally this happens. You pop up the shear, the wind, the velocity data, and right away there's a tornado on the ground. That is not the case here. There does look to be some sort of rotation, a little spin up right in here along this line of storms, and that's likely where they're most concerned with. South, there's Calvert City, so it's southeast of Calvert City, south of 69, right moving into the Kentucky Lake area there. So if you're in a boat on Kentucky Lake, whether it's a tornado or not, it is a severe thunderstorm. So you'll want to be not on a boat on the lake right now. And these are going to move northeast over to the other side of the land between the lakes and then keep moving northeast. So whether there's a tornado on the ground or not, well, you can see how quickly that was just a quick update there. And those storms are moving fairly quickly, I think 40, 45 miles an hour. So anyway, let's just, out of caution, do debris. Don't see any debris with that. Go back to reflectivity here. So again, here's the latest. So it looks like the storm, the rotation, what we suspect to be the rotation, which is right about in here, has sort of outrun the original purple, which is and now is in the red zone, crossing Kentucky Lake, moving northeast through the land between the lakes and into the Lake Barkley area. So we'll stay with it, though, as long as that warning is in effect. I don't know when it expires officially. What time is it now? About 7. So I'm thinking 7:30 maybe it expires. But if any new information comes out, we'll pass that along right away. But yeah, our policy again is if there is a tornado warning, even if it's in the eastern part of western Kentucky, we will stay with it and keep you safe, just in case. Because again, this looks suspicious. We had a tornado confirmed by the public or a spotter south and east of between Calvert City and Benton, Kentucky, just a little while ago. And then they've extended the warning as a red radar indicated tornado warning farther east, which means to me that the original sighting of the tornado, perhaps that tornado dissipated, but they're still concerned because of the rotation. So yeah, this is you can see for yourselves here, that's the area that looks the most suspicious right there, about to get into crossing the land between the lakes south and east of Calvert City. Let me do a scope again. It looks like we've had an update.
here.
Okay, good.
Yeah, it does look like there was a debris signature as it moved into Marshall County, and that's where the confirmation came from.
Oh,
The
from a debris signature. So
Yes.
nobody actually saw a tornado, but they did
Yes.
see debris on radar. Okay, so they had the rotation, and then they saw a debris signature, apparently briefly, so they put out the tornado warning. Okay, so now maybe they're not seeing the debris anymore, but they are still seeing the rotation, so that kind of makes sense. So right now, we have a radar-indicated tornado warning in the red, crossing Kentucky Lake, moving over toward Caldwell County. Yeah, right in here, you can see there's a little green, a little red. So the radar is out here southwest of Paducah. So red is moving away, green is moving towards. So right in here, there is certainly rotation. Now, it's not super tight like you might see with a really strong tornado or something, but it is suspicious for sure. So if there is a tornado on the ground, it's probably in there somewhere. There's shear all along that line of storms as it moves to the east. Are they getting any reports of any wind damage or anything like that at all?
No damage, but we are seeing that it's moving about 60 miles per hour now, so it's
Wow,
pretty
these
fast.
are moving 60 miles an hour. Okay, that's very fast. So if these storms bring any wind down to the surface, it'll be roughly 60 at least. So there may be, if nothing else, even if we don't, yeah, you can see every time it updates, the rotation shifts. So it looks like it's right in here, and I'm staring at once you get so close, sometimes it's kind of hard to get the details, but it looks like it's crossing Kentucky Lake into the land between the lakes there, just south of 62. If there is something on the ground, it's probably right there. So we'll wait for any updates. Let me do a debris right now, see if there's any debris. Not really, don't see anything, just a little bit of noise there. So nothing too suspicious in that regard. But go back to the shear. Yeah, if I had to guess, right in here is the most significant rotation with that cell moving toward the northeast. So let me, in case people